and it's just something that has fallen by the wayside due to mandated testing. The focus is always there, but we are bringing back a handwriting curriculum to teach students how to write. But more than that, we're also teaching students how to write by establishing a grammar curriculum. The holistic writing movement, I guess, for years, due to writing portfolios being required, has not really explicitly taught how to compose a sentence, how to write a cohesive paragraph, and so on. So we are bringing that back. Grammar, parts of speech. We've adopted that curriculum. Also, we've got our schools in alignment in math curriculum.
Wonderful.
We had pockets that did not have textbooks. Now everyone has textbooks at every school, and the textbook series are the same. So if a student transfers from one school to the other, they do not have to be surprised with a whole new set of curriculum guidelines and objectives. They're the same.
Well, you can educate me and the people that's watching right here by the way of TV and radio. Schools have changed. It's not the traditional old-time blackboard on the walls, and you're doing like from the 80s and the 70s. We are in the new age. Technology is here. These kids work with computers. They work with new things, and educate us about that.
Well, and you are right. The surface features of education have changed. The culture has certainly changed. Home life has changed. But the basic principles of what makes effective teaching are really constant. And that is constantly assessing what the student's perception is and what they understand and what they don't understand. Right. And we are working with a gentleman now who has done extensive work in this area in regards to teaching math. And we are piloting a new way to teach math. And Mr. Don White is working with us on that. And but not just there, throughout. Now, technology has increased the pace in many instances of the way we do business, and it's also had an impact on education. But the premise of technology can only promise gains if it uses effective instruction as well. And so, it still requires that good teaching, those good teaching principles. And so it is a nice tool, but it still comes down to effective teaching strategies.
Exactly. And a lot of these kids and students, this will stick with them the rest of their lives. Positive role models, teachers that took the time to be there for them. I still remember my grade teachers when I was growing up as a child. It's just something that really sticks with you and for the rest of your life.
It does, and it can impact a child. The work that we do is really, it's long-lasting. It has a tremendous impact, and at the same time, it's very sensitive, and we have to be careful that everything we do helps nurture and support that child, because we work with them all the way from 3 years old all the way to 18, 19, in some cases 20 years old, 21 years old. And so we have them the whole gamut, and it's just, we understand how vital that is and how important it is to support that student all the way through.
And it's such a rewarding experience for the teachers, the principals, just everyone in general when they see somebody succeed, see somebody, when they graduate and go in to start their own life, and, these resources will always go with them.
Well, you're absolutely right. And for instance, just even be a springboard. We would like for our school system to be a springboard for students to propel them into their careers and launch them. In fact, I would have to say we hope that our students do better than those in other districts, because it is you hear a lot about the global market, you hear a lot about competition, and the fact is that we are competing for jobs now. Right. Industry and manufacturing has been lost largely in the United States, and there's a lot of reasons for that, but we have lost those jobs and become more focused on the service industry. So what our mission is, part of what our mission is in improving education in this area, is to recruit industry and higher paying jobs, that manufacturing. That's not only essential to improving our local economy and our economy in general, but also our national defense. But to give you an example of some of the springboard things that I'm talking about, our North Laurel High School and South Laurel High School students, seniors, graduates combined, received over $5.5 million in scholarship awards.
Wow.
And that is a big deal. Our AP scores from last year showed a 6% increase in students passing the AP exam than did the previous year. Now, the AP exam, when a student takes that and makes at least a 3, they can earn college credit for that course, even though they took it in high school. So it's almost like a mini scholarship, and they've earned credit for that course, and so they don't have to retake it in college. Our discipline, we saw a 17% reduction in student discipline infractions.
Oh, that's good.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. A lot of hard work from principals and teachers have gone into that, changing the culture. We have a very active First Priority Club, and that is a Christian youth club. It's been phenomenal and been in place for a while now, and it continues to grow and do well. But the culture is very student-focused. It just continues to improve. So we're seeing a lot of gains across the board. Also next year, in primary, this is a big change. Previously, our primary students, beginning in kindergarten, received S's and N's for grades. Mm-hmm. Of course, as a parent, when I look at that, that doesn't give me a lot of information.
Right.
So what we have done, the board has passed a common grading scale throughout the district, and now kindergarten through third, they will be receiving those numerical averages. So that gives parents a little more insight into how well their student's doing. So if they've got an 80% or if they've got a 60%, that tells you a little bit more information. In addition, we'll have a standards report card. And the standards report card will go home with every student. It's a supplement, actually, to the report card.